Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I just came in from shopping, so like I said, I have to run and fix something to eat for my family to take. Today we're having lox and bagels. I had never had them and never heard of them in the South. When I came up, they were introduced to me, and believe you me, I love them. Now the way I'm going to do them, I'm just going to be using onions with them, but you also can sit there and put lettuce and tomato with the onion and serve calamante. Olives next to it. Some people like to have the olives as well as coleslaw next to it. Some just like coleslaw. Some people put coleslaw on with their lox. So there's many different ways you can do it. But the way I was introduced to them was this way. All right. You need bagels for this. I haven't learned how to figure out how to make bagels at home yet. Knowing me, I'll work on it and figure it out in time. So what we're going to do is cut the bagels in half, and we're going to lay butter on them, and we are going to toast them. We're going to do it in the oven. Do not turn a broiler on until you're ready to do this. You don't want to sit there and burn your oven out. Look who's talking. They had to do rewiring on my oven. They had to replace the whole computer part of it and the thermostat. I mean, they did a lot of work on my oven. No wonder it shorted out on me and died. I work it. But I'm just happy, that it's up and running again. Now this is my modified butter that I make, and when I make it, I also, not only do I put my all blend oil in, I also will put a vitamin E in. And when you broil, never ever close the door, never. You have to leave it open because it gets really hot in there. I mean, it really gets hot. Now I leave my door cracked, like so, but I'll put it on broil, and then I start it. It's gonna be a 500 and climb, so it's gonna get very hot in there. But they'll toast up beautifully. Then we'll get the cream cheese on. So, through time, I'll show you the different ways that you can make lox and bagel. Now, Nova Scotia lox is salmon, okay, and it's smoked. That's all it is. I buy a small container, and my sons tell me, Mommy, we're going to have 2 sandwiches each. Yes, they eat 2 of these. I said, okay. I'll buy a large one. If I have any left over, I'll just sit there and make lox deviled eggs. I can do that. That's not hard. See, my mother introduced a lot of different foods to me. She didn't always cook the same thing. See, my father would have steak, potato, pinto beans, onions on his pinto beans, Worcestershire sauce on his steak, and cornbread, and a beer with dinner. He was very, very simple. He would have it every day. Like his breakfast was a cup of coffee with 2 sugars, half and half, 2 eggs, over easy with bacon, and a piece of toast with butter. My father had it every day. And it was my mother who was the creative one. She tried everything. So that's why she told us point blank, she's not a short order cook. And I told my sons the same thing. I am not a short order cook. You're going to eat what I prepare or go to bed hungry. That was the rule. We didn't argue with our parents because they were trying to feed us, and we weren't going to tell them what we were going to eat. The only day I got to tell my parents what I wanted was on my birthday. And they knew it. My mother knew exactly what I was going to ask on my birthday. I always wanted either blueberry muffins, blueberry pie. No, for breakfast it was blueberry pancakes or blueberry muffins with milk. That was me. I wanted that. And for supper, filet mignon with baked potato. Yeah, expensive taste for a little girl. Filet mignon with a baked potato with chives and bacon and sour cream, butter, salt, and pepper. Doesn't that sound delicious? And my mother could serve salad, I didn't care. And my dessert was always going to be blueberry pie. I love blueberry pie. And that's what I would have on my birthday. So they always knew on my birthday, we knew what we were going to have. And my brothers got to pick what they wanted on their birthday. That was the only time we decided what we wanted. Oh, we need another knife. Now I'm going to show you a secret. If you burn your toast, let me dry this because I'm going to have to dry this now. Okay, let's say you burn your toast and you think you have to throw it away. No, you take your knife. See, that's how you do it. Just scrape the part off. And that's what you do. If it burns a little, I was talking with you, so I burned two of them a little bit. Ta-da! No more burnt toast. You don't have to throw it out or anything, you just scrape it off. What you scrape off is the burnt part, and the rest is still good. Okay. You can put cream cheese on top and bottom. when you have this, this is so filling. You do not get hungry right away, which is really nice, you know. And because the Nova Scotia lox is smoked, you get a lot of protein off of it. And it sticks to your ribs, it really does. I mean, you don't get hungry anytime soon with the cream cheese, the butter, and this and everything. You know, now what do I serve with it? Well, I can't have coffee, so I have a problem with caffeine. Caffeine and I do not get along at all. Now, I did find something that they call like coffee. I'm going to try and see if I can have it, you know. Because I used to have coffee with my Lox and Bagel. My children, when they were young, they would have milk with it. But I really can't tell you what would go well with this. Well, really, a dry white wine would be excellent with it, you know, but I'm not going to recommend it. Children watch this. But if you're young, I would say have milk with it because you need it, because you're growing. If your parents make it, that would be, you know, definitely have it with milk. But for adults, and this is really good. If you have this for breakfast, you don't have to worry about eating anything else. I mean, you stay pretty full for the day with this. But with breakfast, I would have this with coffee. As you can see, I was very generous with the cream cheese. You have to be. I know that doesn't look like a lot of lox or a lot of meat, but remember, this is only smoked. So there is a lot of protein in this. And see, lox is, see how thin it is, cut really, really thin. I have 2 pieces here, hold on. Okay, and I have enough to make some eggs, deviled eggs, which I'll make and show you another way of making them. And I have enough to make 3 more sandwiches as well, so I have a lot of lox left, so I'm going to enjoy this. All right. I'm using what they call, Sandra, you're collecting vegetables. Oh, peelings off. Let me put it here so I can get it in my bag. These, I think, are the best onions to have, are the sweet onions. You thin slice it. Don't have to refrigerate this if you pack it as a lunch. which is really, really nice. I had never heard of this, actually, until I came up north. Then I was told, let's have some Lox and Bagels. What's that? You know, I just didn't know. I'd never heard of it or anything. But that's how you make, this is how it was introduced to me, with just onions and lox and cream cheese on it. Buttered, toasted bagel. Okay, that's one way of making them. Take care. Bye-bye.